What's up everyone, it's Will and this is my personal development YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to set and achieve goals. Now if you've been in the personal development space, or even if you've just watched just a couple videos of super successful people, you know that one of the big reasons that they have been able to do what they want and be successful is because they were able to properly and efficiently set and achieve goals. So how exactly do you do that? Today I want to break that down. I'm going to show you some science. I'm going to show you some evolutionary biology. I'm going to keep it simple so you're not going to get confused or overwhelmed. And I'm going to give you some very specific strategies instead of just some broad, concepts that still leave you confused. Or at least I'm going to try to. And this is what I've learned on my journey to do the same thing. And hopefully it will help you. And so let's just get started. So the first thing that you have to do is write down your goals or have some way of reminding yourself. I recommend, and this isn't optional, I think it's required, I recommend that you take out a pen or pencil and a piece of paper and write them down. And why that works better than just typing it out is because it ingrains it into your subconscious more. Typing, it's very fluid and fast for me, and you're not going to get the same effect of hardwiring it and burning it into your brain. And when you write it every day at least once, I try to go for twice, when I wake up and when I go to sleep, it realigns yourself every single day so that you are reminded of what you should be doing and what you shouldn't. And oftentimes I find myself realizing, oh, I shouldn't be goofing off and playing more video games today because, although that's fun, my big goal in life is even more fun. And to get there, I can't just keep doing nothing by playing video games. And so it really readjusts and reminds you, which prevents you from slacking off as much. And I've noticed that a lot of successful people, that's what they do, and that's why I'm recommending this as your first task. You have to write it down every day. So we can dive even further for the extremely lazy people who are like, but what if I'm so lazy or I'm just so inconsistent, I cannot write it down every day. Now we're going to talk about habit formation, and a great book about this is called The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, and this will help you with not just this specific thing, which is not being able to write down your goal every day, but also everything that involves habits. So everything else I'm going to tell you to do, and also like everything that's troublesome to you, whether it's exercise, going to the gym, whatever it is, this can help you. So the book in a nutshell, a long story short, it basically says to form a habit you need a reward, and you need to change the routine of the bad habit into a good habit while keeping the cue, or another word for cue is trigger, or another word for trigger, if you don't know what those two are, is like signs. If the trigger is it's usually something that's already there. So the trigger has to stay the same, but the routine has to change. So for example, let's say you have a really bad habit, and so instead of writing down your goals when you go to sleep, you play video games. There's usually a trigger or multiple triggers before that kind of make you want to start playing those video games. And for me, I would say those are maybe a sense of boredom, maybe a sense of this is really boring, I really want to do something fun. And then that triggers me to look for fun things to do and play the video game. So what I do is I keep the triggers the same, but instead I swap out that routine with something that's better, and then I keep the reward the same. So the reward for me is usually a happy, fun feeling of, this is really fun. And so I need to find a routine that can replace that while keeping the reward and triggers the same. So for me, it could be writing down my goals and then rewarding myself with something else that's fun. Maybe it's going to a cool event outdoors. Maybe it's to play Pokemon Go outside. Maybe it's to just go to a park and see the sights. Or if it's late at night, maybe it's just something like healthy snack, or maybe a not so healthy snack, but that's still kind of healthy. The point is that I've swapped out a temporarily bad habit for something good, and it's not going to be easy, but over time you can do that. So for goal formation and writing down your goals every day, that's exactly what you want to do. Try swapping that out just slightly, you know, baby steps, and try and write down your goal and find some other reward system that's very similar. So that's the first big thing that you can do. The second big thing is visualization. And of course, every successful person has talked about this on some extent. Of course, Napoleon Hill is probably like the #1 guy I trust on this, since he spent his whole life following around 500 of the richest people in the world. Many of them were billionaires, including Carnegie, Rockefeller, Ford, etc. And he has a very specific visualization process. If you want the specific details, read his book, Laws of Success. However, I'm just going to go through it real quick for you. Basically, you write down your goal in present tense, and then you feel as if you've already achieved them, which kind of like rewires your mindset to make you believe that it's possible, and kind of like put you in that present state that you've already achieved it. So do that second. And then third, say it out loud, and make sure you are giving something for that. So you don't just say, I am worth $1 million. You say, I am worth $1 million because I gave incredible value in the form of personal development, or in the form of a product that solved people's needs and got them to work faster, called Uber. Whatever it is, it could be something small. Some people have made $1 million from the most random stuff, like a vending machine business. I am worth $1 million because I helped a lot of people easily access healthy snacks through my vending machine company. So do you have to have a reason? And then the fourth thing, I know it's long, but I trust Napoleon Hill. And so the fourth thing is basically, you have to say it with emotion. He said nothing of importance was ever accomplished without emotion. So just rather than just saying it, you have to say it with emotion, like, yes, I accomplished this. I am worth $1 million, and just really enthusiastically or emotionally, whatever emotion that comes up, say it. You know, baby steps. If you're not a really emotional guy, say it like you know, slowly over time. And that's basically it. And you want to say it at least once a day. At minimum once a week. And of course, I think the last big thing he said was a specific, definitive goal. So you can't just say, I want to be rich. You have to have a definitive number, because then it's much easier to measure and set smaller goals to get there. So rather than saying, I am rich, say, I am worth $1,100,000. And then he said also, oh yeah, there's this last step, and this is really the last step. He said a deadline. You need to have a deadline. So to put it all together, it's something like this. I am worth $1,100,000, and it is the year 2020, and I did this by giving incredible value in the form of personal development and business advice and business growth to successful people. Now, that's just a random example I pulled out of my head, but you get the point. Now, that leads to the biggest question. So you can kind of see, you know, it's common sense how to like take those big goals and then kind of work back into smaller goals. Okay, how can I get to 6,000? How can I get to 7,000 in the next month? And then you can kind of work up from there. So definitely do that. But I think the biggest question is, it seems daunting, it seems overwhelming. No, people don't get even started because it's so overwhelming. And the question is, well, how do I even get started to set these goals and start moving towards them when it comes to doing them and I'm too lazy, or I don't want to? I like this technique. It's called the nibble technique. I learned it from myself, really. I kind of just like figured it out on my own, but also I think a lot of successful people have hinted at it, and I did technically learn it from Will Smith, since I recently found out that he has this a lot in his work ethic and his way of achieving success. I call it the nibble technique, and Will Smith defines it as this. He basically says, you don't start out by trying to build an entire wall. you start out by saying, I'm gonna lay down the most incredible, amazing brick that I can, that's perfectly placed. So whatever you're doing, don't even think about those overwhelming big goals, because for you, you're the type of person that will get overwhelmed by it. So instead, think specifically on that small, tiny step. Don't say, I want to climb this giant mountain that's 10,000 feet tall. Just think, how can I take the most perfect next step? Or not even, again, you also want to avoid perfectionism. So for me, my perspective is, I don't even need to take the perfect step. I just need to take a step, and it's probably going to be a crappy step, but I'm going to try my best to take as decent as a step I can. I know I'm going to make mistakes and it's going to be far from perfect, but I'm going to try my best as much as I can. I'm not going to let fear of perfectionism or being perfect paralyze me from starting. I'm going to take that first step, and then from there I'm going to take the next step. And that's gotten me through a lot of very, very tough physical exercise workouts. It's gotten me through a lot of very overwhelming tasks I've had to do, and it's gotten me to consistently go to the gym and a lot of other stuff. And it's for me, I've constantly gone overboard, and I would burn myself out by trying to start a gym routine and going 2 hours in one day. Instead, and Arnold Schwarzenegger said this as well, I saw a video where he said this, when you're starting out, that's too much. You just want to start with 2 minutes a day at the gym, then move it up to 5 minutes when you're comfortable, and so on and so forth. So that's all I gotta say. Let me know in the comments what you thought, how this was helpful, and how this could have been even better. And maybe I'll make a follow-up video giving you specific further tips to address your pain points. Thanks, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos like this. Peace.